Coming up today on the Spiel.
Well, I've seen the headline and I'm impressed. Hanging with the cool kids. We have Elaina McKinney here. The adrenaline and the rush and barrel racing.
That just happened.
I had friends and a handful of strangers emailing, texting, saying, I have all these things in my pantry, I can't get to the store or whatever, what do I do? So my husband Jeff and I sat down on Facebook Live one night, and a few weeks later somebody said, you know what, you need to get in your kitchen and do this. So that's what we did.
There's nothing that you can do, no, nothing you can do. There's no limit, when God is in it.
This is the Spiel. Hey!
Hi.
I'm so excited to be here for another day.
Yeah, every day we're like 6 feet above this side. I mean, it's a good day, right?
Well, every day on the Spiel is a good day,
Yes.
but today is especially a good day for me. I'm excited.
Little follow-up, I understand, on a story we told you about.
My turd tattoo. That's what I like to call it now.
For those who, we got to catch them up. Hang on. Okay, so, tell them the story real quick.
I went real quick to get a dragonfly tattoo on my foot.
With all the cousins.
In honor of my cousins.
Yes.
In honor of our Mama.
Momo.
Okay?
Yep. And Momo lovingly called you all different things.
She did. She called us different
Yeah.
things. I just wanted Ma.
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 Just
M-A-W.
right there, 'cause she loved them so much.
Yes, I loved her so
Okay,
much.
yes.
Some of my cousins, Ma called them like baby darling. Okay,
Baby
so
darling.
baby darling
Long
was the
dragonfly.
body.
Yeah.
And one, there's always the one.
The one.
That wanted turd. T-U-R-D, because Mama called her, you little turd. Anyway, that was the body of hers.
Right.
I jumped out of line, not thinking
And you got it.
that the tattoo artist had them in order.
Yeah.
I have turd on my foot, so today's the day I get it revamped, and I'm so excited. You don't know how hard it's been.
I think at
walking
this point
around.
you could just wash it off, because I mean we don't ever call out artists that. But honey, I can't. It's like
I know.
it's like the henna or the hem,
Or
whatever you
one,
call
yeah,
it. It's almost washed off.
Why? Why me? Why does it do that? But then again, it could be a plus because it's going to be redone, and
Right.
maybe turd won't stand out as much.
We're so excited to see the follow-up on that story.
Yeah, I'm excited. Today's the day.
Yeah, this is something you and I have talked about. Communicating with. I have a 16-year-old. You have she's a little older.
She's
Hannah.
older, but she's still the 16.
What is she?
sometimes.
She's
21.
21. Ooh, Hannah. Okay.
21.
All right. So we're just trying to learn their language, right?
I've been trying for years.
It changes so. And if I hear faux show one more time,
See, that's
I'm going to
old.
faux show knock him through the wall.
Does he say that now?
It drives me insane.
See, I
drives
thought
me.
show left a long time ago.
Well, it's back. It's back, and that's the problem. Maybe they're just bringing up things. But we have experts on stage, so I thought we would call on maybe Marcus today, who's conferred with his younger brothers.
Yeah.
And between them, we're going to see just how cool we are, and if we can continue a relationship with our kids.
Sometimes the meaning we think that they think are completely wrong.
What you got? What are you waiting on?
All right, ladies.
All right, you're going to school us. You ready?
I have a quiz.
Yes.
Some would call it a test.
A test.
Some would call it a test.
I was never good at
Isn't
tests.
it funny though that I still have just the regular paper and he has to have like the fancy?
Well, this is what we're
screens
talking
and-
about.
It is
older,
the older
older
way of
folks.
doing it. Okay.
We're going to log into this real quick.
Okay. You're wearing a microphone. You don't. Okay. Here we go.
Everything's good?
I'm
Here we
ready.
go. Okay.
All right.
Now.
Are these new slang words or just been around forever?
They're newer. So
Okay.
fair warning, I'm not.
You don't know all of them?
I'm not the youngest anymore. I'm a little bit older now.
Okay.
Almost 24. So
You do say Gucci a lot.
24.
I do. Yeah.
Gucci.
Well,
Okay.
What do you say on that?
We're gonna get into it.
I'm like. He goes, "What's Gucci?" I'm like, "You are." I don't know if that's
Gucci
good. Gucci.
is-
What do you think Gucci is?
I just think of the clothes and the guy. And
Well, hey, let's get into it.
Okay. Let's get into.
So,
What you got? What you got?
Our first word here is cap.
Can I go?
Yeah.
It's not a hat, but it has a bill. It's a cap, and it's curved. It isn't straight.
They also say no cap.
I know this one because this is one that's driving me insane, okay? No matter what I say, my kid goes, cap. You know what he's doing? Calling me a liar. Cap is a lie.
Who said
Cap,
that?
no cap. And everything's cap.
It's the
cap,
younger, it's
you know?
his-
No
his
cap.
Kids, his
Cap.
kids, yep.
No
And
cap.
no cap and me.
You're telling the truth.
No cap.
Cap, no cap. Can you believe? What?
That's crazy.
Okay.
Okay,
Put
so
a pin in it. There you go.
The next one would be
Gucci.
we're just
There
talking
he
about it.
is. Good
That
brand.
is I love
Very
Gucci
notable
stuff.
brand.
What does it mean now?
You know, this one can mean a few different things. I think it means like good, like
How you
good.
doing? Good.
Okay,
it's-
Is that
it's
right,
good, you know,
Matthias?
what's
good.
good?
Gucci. What's Gucci?
Oh,
What's
that's
good?
Gucci.
Okay.
How come you don't say that's Michael Kors?
It's
there.
Kors right
Yeah.
there, baby. Okay.
okay.
Calvin Klein. Ooh.
Next one. Ooh.
Sus. That sounds like a condition. You need to go to the hospital. There's some
Yeah. No. You know what I think of?
sus.
What does that mean?
When I would holler at my sister upstairs, sus!
Or
Come
sis?
down instead of
Sus?
because we had that draw, you know.
Oh, the
sus.
draw. Sus.
Okay, what is it?
Substance? Sustenance? Substance?
Gosh, Thias, what's
Sus. Is it what's up?
Rob, do you know what it means?
Sus.
So it
Is it what's up? Sus?
it means basically like shady or suspicious.
Suspicious.
Yeah.
Suspect. Okay.
Suspect, yeah.
Now sus.
Yeah. The kids like this
Thank
word a
you
lot
so much, guys,
nowadays.
because now I know exactly what he's saying
Oh,
to me.
yeah.
Oh, I know this
What
one.
does this mean?
Well, we
I'm
talk
getting
like this.
ready to.
Yeah, finna. I mean, I had to break myself
Wow.
with this.
This
yeah.
is an older one though. This is
Yeah,
an older
finna.
one. It's not-
I'm finna go. You're not finna do anything.
Yeah, finna.
Finna.
Okay.
It used to be I'm fixing to, fitting to. Fitting.
I do this a lot,
Tripping?
especially going down the steps.
Straight tripping, boo. Yeah.
Tripping.
You don't know what you're talking about?
Basically, kind of.
Tripping.
It's like you're tripping. Like
You're tripping. Okay.
yeah. You're confused.
You're
Lost,
confused.
that kind
Oh,
of
see,
thing.
or it could be I thought like it's tripping and like it's
No,
a good
that's a
mood.
whole other
that's
era.
tripping.
We're definitely
No.
not doing
Do you remember
that.
when it was then?
No, that was before Woodstock and all that good stuff, the tripping?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's before me.
I read about it. I don't know.
Wow.
Disclaimer on screen. Okay, here we go. Low key.
Oh, that's down on the down low, right? Bring your down.
That's about right,
that
right?
right?
Low key?
Hey, let's keep this
It's what?
low key.
Basically, it means basically low.
he's saying it means.
Oh, low key means on the down low. Low
Down
key.
low, like
So they're not really excited about it if they say low key?
no, you can be excited about it. It's just like low key. It's kind of cold in here.
How do you do it?
You know?
Low key,
Low key, you're about to what?
Yeah.
Low key, I'm about to do this.
Low key, I'm about to do this.
Which means
tripping,
what?
Straight
Don't bring
tripping.
attention to yourself.
how about this
Sus.
one? I'm finna low key.
Finna Gucci.
Oh gosh.
I'm finna low key Gucci.
Oh my.
Finna low key Gucci. Sus.
This hurts me.
Sus.
Us.
This is hurting me inside for this.
It's hurting you inside.
Yeah,
Okay.
all right. This is the
Snatched.
last,
Oh, that's easy.
the last one.
They were kidnapped.
Yeah, they're taken. You
They have
snatch
just
your-
now been taken. Snatched.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Fun.
So snatched means like you're looking snatched today. You know, like you're
See,
looking
I'd
sexy.
smack
You're looking
someone right
good.
in the
I would
face if
go,
they said,
"Excuse me, young man."
Those shoes are snatched. Like you know.
Really?
I don't know if you,
never heard
that would be a stretch, but that is
Matthias
about
just
what
called
it
out
is.
his older brother, said, dude, that is not cool the way you just said that.
I actually
is
read that
not cool.
on the internet today. So that's,
read it?
That was one of
That
the
was
examples.
valid. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Wow.
And that's our last
That's
one.
it. Come on up and see the age difference. Come here, Matthias. Come here. So, how would you, if this is Matthias, everyone, your age, we're not in violation of any child labor laws. I think we're good, right? You're 16.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, can they work?
He's got to work
Okay,
permit.
they can
He's
work.
good. Or at least he told me he did. So, like right now, in your language, good morning, ladies. How are you? You would come in and say what?
What's good? What's going on?
What's good? What's Gucci? This one every day.
That hurts me
What's
inside.
Gucci? Yeah.
What? That means what's going on,
Yeah.
Gucci?
Yeah, that's
And when you're leaving somewhere, instead of goodbye, y'all, I enjoyed it. Have a great day. What would you say?
Peace out,
First of all,
brother.
never y'all. Youans, never Youans.
Oh, that's me.
Youans. Okay. Well, what would you say?
Peace out. Catch you later. I don't know.
Peace
out.
Catch you later. They ripped that off. That's one of the peace out deals.
That's been
it.
back with the Woodstock.
Okay.
stuff.
What's your favorite saying right now?
Sus.
Sus. And I had.
And that
I
means
told
what
you,
again?
I
Give
don't-
it to me in a
Sus.
sentence.
I don't even
It's
know how that
suspect.
word is a
No?
thing.
It's from a video game.
Is sustenance? What
Bro,
was
you're being sus. Stop being sus. It's
suspect? Is that what it was? Suspect. Stop being suspect. Oh. How soon we forget. That's why
Like
we can't keep
a
up.
cop
with
would go, yeah, there's a sus over there stealing
Is that
clothes,
right?
right?
Okay, all right. There it is, guys. Lesson
Wow,
in all
wow.
things cool, right? Stick around because we got a story that,
we
it's
have
very
all
cool.
things cool coming up.
Yes, stay right there.
Boom.
Good job.
Hey, there's still a lot more of this show to come.
Tell us what it takes to win something like that right there.
It takes a lot of years, a lot of practice, a lot of hard work to get there. It took me, like I said, I'm 19. I've been trying for a long time. So it takes more than what people just see from the outside of it to get there.
And later on the show,
And so I was in the car working on something in a parking lot, but that one I just started out top to finish. And I wrote it, and then I sang it, in the studio. Everyone loved it, and that was the first one we released.
No lyrics changed.
No lyrics were changed, no.
My dad came here in the early 50s and started. My name's John Smith. My brother Terry and I have Smith Dairy Farm, and we're producers of milk for Prairie Farms Dairy. We're outside at 4:30 in the morning. Cows need fed 365 days a year, and you learn the mannerisms of each animal. You learn who they are. Prairie Farms, they depend on us to be finished milking at a time when the truck's going to come to get the milk. We're all one big team.
Proudly farmer-owned.
It's part of what we've been raised to do.
Prairie Farms.
I love doing this every day. Working here really gives me a sense of purpose.
You know that you're going to be able to go to Ray Clinic and be able to be seen, not worry about it being shut down or anything like that.
No one is turned away.
Because the whole purpose isn't about, money and the bottom line. The whole purpose is being here so that we can help people. Everyone deserves care. Everyone deserves access to it there. And I don't care, who you are, where you're coming from there. You're going to get the best care that I can give every time.
Be safe.
Stay strong.
CRHPC.
Well, I've seen the headline and I'm impressed. Hanging with the cool kids. We have Elaina McKinney here, and we have to say WRS because that's the ranch in which cool memories happen to come from. And you're here in our studios. Cool could not fit in our new podcast studio here at Growing Media. We're sad.
Well, with us, but I think without us, he
maybe
could be.
Yes. I tell you, we are so delighted to have you because the channel alone, the Instagram, the adrenaline and the rush and barrel racing. Why?
It's just a family thing. We've all done it, and it just kind of passed down. As young as I can remember, I've been doing it and had the passion to do it.
How old do you think you were the first time they said, okay, see the barrels, let's
Get on the horse, let's go.
Probably about 4 or 5 with a little help, but I was really young, yes ma'am.
Were you winning little awards, being little
Here
too?
and there, yes ma'am. It took me a little while, but I got there eventually.
Julie's a fellow barrel racing contender. We'll just say that.
Sometime you and I are going to have to do it, okay?
Do it,
I don't
okay.
think she was.
No, seriously, I was, and I was horrible. But it's fun.
It's
like
fun,
you said,
right.
the adrenaline, and
Right.
you just want to push, and you want to head on back, and
Yeah.
it's fun.
That's
Let's
It
get
is.
people excited about what you do. We're going to watch a video, and what's so great about this particular video is the announcer is stunned. He's like, "Well, that just happened. All the cameras go over." So let's take a look at that.
We're back to it. Can she become another champion? She's been a champion before in this same arena. Here's the Silent Giant. Oh, yeah. They're dialed in on a Saturday afternoon. Numbers. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. Well, that just happened.
Wow, just wow. Did you know at that moment as you're heading back in?
You knew you had made up some seconds?
This is
I knew
good.
it was a good run, yes ma'am.
Wow.
Is that your best?
It probably is. Probably the most memorable one I've had, yes ma'am.
I want to talk about real quick. I saw you yesterday, and you had this huge truck, and you had on this great big trailer with hay bales as tall as I don't know how it went under a viaduct, but and this little girl jumped out of the truck.
Gooseneck trailer, slam full.
How do you drive that?
It's not as hard as you would think, because I've grown up driving things like that, and so it's not as hard as what you would think. I'm used to it.
And the backing up. Wow. You know what? I can't drive a van. And I was real impressed.
Oh, thank you.
But you said that sometimes you go by yourself, so you're
Yes,
driving
ma'am.
your 40-foot trailer.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
It just takes a little practice to get.
Have you ever made that little mistake?
I have.
Okay.
Lots, yes.
Well, I'm locked in here. How am I going to get out? Yeah,
Exactly.
so.
Yeah, you got to figure it out. But
Wow.
it's interesting.
You have the look. You're such an inspiration. You know, I just commented where we were talking about all these little gems. I mean, we figured out that this was probably a bit much, but I can't say that I wouldn't try it or wear it that way. You said earrings. Maybe.
Earrings would be great. With
Now,
these
this one's the one she's most proud of, you said, or the biggest to date.
Yes,
Tell
ma'am.
us what it takes to win something like that right there.
It takes a lot of years, a lot of practice, a lot of hard work to get there. It took me, like I said, I'm 19. I've been trying for a long time. So it takes more than what people just see from the outside of it to get there.
Yes.
So it takes a lot of hard work to get there.
And probably tears. I'm sure you've
It
been
does.
disappointed
A lot of
many
ups
times.
and downs.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
It's so much more than that. You know how they do it, cattle sales too, or whatever, where you stand up there and everybody's got the checks. You know, they do it with every kind of livestock, the horse racing, the whatever. And oftentimes, I think it is a little misleading for people saying, you know, I'd like to do that someday.
Yeah. She's so cute. She has a check and a
she
belt
gets to wear the
buckle,
cute
but-
clothes and look at the, you know, the horses. They all have such beautiful accessories and all that good stuff. But really, talk about that day-to-day grind. You said you see your horses more than your family.
Probably most of it, yes, ma'am. I'll wake up of a morning and be out there. You know, I'll come in for lunch or.
Is there a routine, like a certain time they know you're coming?
Usually, yes,
Okay.
ma'am. In the morning, I'll feed in the mornings, and so you're out there all day long. You're running, you're training, and out there, you know, cleaning stalls and all the work that people don't see.
You've
That
never
it's
cleaned
got-
a stall. Look at you. I bet you have.
She's
Every day.
hardcore every day.
Yes,
That's right.
And so it takes a lot of work people don't see.
All right, listen. Okay, I'm on horseback, right? I'm ready. You're floating. I mean, you come out, man. It's like you're not even on the horse. The horse is like, okay, I got a job to do. Not going to let you down. You have a look on your face. It's almost like you hold your breath for the 13, 14 seconds. What is going through your mind, and what happens the moment you hear your name and it's like, go, baby? What do you do? How does that feel?
I get nervous a lot, you know, a lot of nerves, a lot of, you know, get nervous going in and things like that, but just trying to help him do his job as much as he's helping me.
He's cool as a cucumber. I mean, hence
He
the
is.
name, right?
Where did you find Cool?
I actually found him off of a racetrack when he was 2, and he's 12 now. So we've had him since he's 2 years
So
old.
he knows you really well.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah,
Right.
we both know each other pretty good.
Why are you auditioning others? Because I've seen some smaller ones coming up behind him.
ma'am.
There will never be another Cool, I know.
Right, yes, but whenever he gets hurt or something happens, you know, because you can't run him too much, so whenever he gets wore out or something like that, you always need a backup just in case.
Now, I got a question. So is Cool and the other two kind of hanging out together sometimes during the day?
Yeah, they're stalled next to each other and everything.
Does
so
you see a jealousy? I mean,
He knows he's good. He
Oh,
knows.
he knows he's
yeah.
what I mean is if you're over here with this one a lot, does he, I mean, does he?
A little bit, not
Okay.
too bad, but they have their own personalities.
I
all
bet.
of them, they do.
And you have a blonde. It's a blonde horse, the
Yes,
new one,
the
right? Is
new
that
one.
hence the hair color here?
Yeah,
And you're like, we're going to
Palomino.
go in and we're going to be looking, you know, like a item here. Man, it's so
You're
fun.
amazing.
It is
Thank
so
you.
much fun to watch. And here's the best part. I've noticed with all of your posts and everything that you do, you give glory to God.
Amen.
Yes, ma'am. That's where it all comes from. So
Amen.
there's no reason not to.
What would you say to that young person who's watching and maybe they haven't found their niche yet and they don't know what they're supposed to do with their life? What would you say to them?
I would say, you know, God's got a plan. You know, it'll
Amen.
work out eventually. You know, but it takes a lot of hard work. Whatever you're doing, you know, you're not going to get there just not doing anything. You got to
Not
work
just
for
being
it.
a pretty face.
It just
Right.
doesn't come to you, does it?
No,
You got to
ma'am.
work.
You got to
right?
work for it. That's
Always
about
out on the open road
That's
and getting
right.
it done, and we'll be
Trying
watching.
to.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be right back. So good.
This will give you the ability to chew and eat just like you have a third set of teeth. Over the course of the past 20 years, I became trained in implant dentistry. Those surgeries can be very invasive. IV sedation is an ideal thing for those patients that are having more invasive procedures. The doctor needs to be well trained. You need to have a trained staff to get through their appointments smoothly and comfortably.
See the leader in dental implants and sedation dentistry, Hughes Dental Arts Center.
The biggest thing is we want people to feel safe to come to the clinic and be seen. And it's so important, just like every year, especially this year though, to get the flu shot. CDC is recommending to get it at the end of October. We already have flu shots in stock, and we're willing to start administering those. But definitely follow up with your healthcare provider to get a flu shot. That's so important, especially going into this season. We're going to continue to have COVID infections as well.
The Spiel presents You're On, 100% original new music.
Hey, we're Renee, and this is our song, No Limit.
All power, you take away my shame, a strong tower. Nothing stays the same when you move like only you can move, like only you can move. There's nothing that you can't do, no, nothing you can't do. There's no limit, oh, 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 oh. When God is in it, oh, 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 oh. When you can't see it, just keep believing, 'cause there's no limit, yeah, no limit, when God is in it. I can't count all the times you put me through from my doubt. You make all things new, so I won't let trouble get me down. Oh, trouble get me down. 'Cause with your love, my loss is found. My loss is found. There's no limit, oh, 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 oh. When God is in it, oh, 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 oh. When you can't see it, just keep believing, 'cause there's no limit, yeah, no limit, when God is in it. I won't let trouble get me down, oh, trouble get me down. I won't let trouble get me down, oh, trouble get me down. I said I won't let trouble get me down, trouble get me down. I won't let trouble get me down, trouble get me down. Oh, 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 when God is in it, oh, 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 when you can't see it, just keep believing, 'cause there's no limit, yeah, no limit, there's no limit, oh, 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 when God is in it, oh, 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 when you can't see it, just keep believing, 'cause there's no limit, yeah, no limit, when God is in it.
And go for it.
Hey, we're Renee, and we're backstage at the Spiel. We just got done singing our new song, No Limit. You can go check us out on Instagram and Spotify and Apple Music and everywhere you get your music. It's Renee Music Official. So go check it out.
Our legal team is the reason that we're able to handle the amount of volume and the complex cases that we have. We have probably combined experience of over 50 years just in our legal assistants alone. There's a lot of people, and it's a team that we're incredibly proud of, because we genuinely care about the combined success of one another, which is the combined purpose of really just making sure that every client that we have gets the best possible outcome every single time.
I decided to become a nurse once my dad was on hospice care when he had cancer.
I enjoy being able to check them in and conversate with them and see how they're doing on a personal level.
To be able to connect them to the services in the community is a very good feeling.
Whatever patients need, we do our best to accommodate them and help them.
I feel it's an honor to come to my hometown and provide quality health care for the community that I grew up in.
And welcome back to the Spiel. It's my honor, my pleasure, and I'm so excited to have RENEE here today, Riley and Rachel.
Thank you guys for having me. Thank you so much.
You know, you grew up.
Listen, itty bitty, like probably 10 years ago or so,
Yes.
we had them on one of the original Spiel shows. But it's interesting because we walked up and it's like, "Hi, gals, you know, do you remember us?" And they're like, "No, maybe a little part of it, but that is something." I mean, you just grew up and you're absolutely beautiful and so talented.
You know, I remember Mom having your hair all pulled back the same way, and your little skirts were way back.
They have different identities now, you can tell.
Oh yeah, they're their own person now, and I love that. So when you dress, I see you're different. This is so you, and that's so you.
Yes. So true, so true.
You know, I don't think I've ever heard a story like this. So the Payton sisters, and they're transitioning because it's almost like they've entered into this whole other genre, which is fantastic, and it's very upbeat. And like I told you, I'm going to be singing this song all day.
I know it's
all day, and you guys are really expressing yourself. We were talking about another one that you've written that in an unlikely place in a parking lot. You were doing something else, and you just went to town.
We were on our way to the studio. We needed another demo because we kind of had an idea of how many we wanted to do.
Right.
And so Nashville's only 3 hours from our house. And so I was in the car working on something in a parking lot on our way there. And normally I get like some kind of piece in my head before I write a song. But that one I just started out top to finish. Wow. And I wrote it. And then without even like singing it out loud. And then I sang it in the studio. Everyone loved it, and that was the first one we released.
No lyrics changed.
No lyrics were changed, no.
Did you give Sister a little preview back in the car?
I did a little bit. But
you guys do a little bit. It's the I Want Out, which, you know, I ask you, you've got merchandise out, and there's just the words I want out, and there's a lock. And that could mean so many different things for different people, right? No doubt. Yeah. So give us a little bit of that.
A little bit of the song?
Yeah.
Okay. I want out of this prison where the walls are closing in. I want out this life I'm living where I'm locked up in my sin. I want into your kingdom. I need the keys right now. I want out of this prison. Jesus, knock these stone walls down.
Do you approve?
Yes.
She approves. Look at that.
That's amazing.
That is so good.
So
good. We want great things for you guys. You're poised, you're ready, and it just takes the right people to see you now, right? And make some of those tough decisions, like which label am I going to sign with?
It is tough decisions, I think, and when you're in the music industry, there's a lot of tough decisions to make. And so we're just hoping that God's with us through all of that.
Amen.
He has been so far.
Yes. Amen.
But I have to ask, have you girls always got along? Because it looks like you're just the best of friends.
We really are.
That is such a question that a lot of people ask, but
it's like they think we don't
they
really
think
get
we're
along.
not being honest.
But we really are like that.
We really do. We really do love each other.
Like
I promise.
Can you think of one little instance?
No,
maybe
do not.
Maybe I just want to see
ring or what?
No, I just want to see what it would have been like. No, I was wearing that shirt tonight.
It's more about that kind of petty stuff. It's
that's my shirt. Why don't we get that off?
Or like a phone charger. Phone charger.
It's
bad.
But you can't wear the same shoes, so
We
you're
cannot
okay
wear
with
the
the
same
shoes.
shoes. We can't. I wish.
Anything else,
girls.
ladies, that you want to add that we didn't ask you about? Obviously, follow you on every
Yeah,
channel.
go follow us on social media. You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook and all those social media platforms. You can go follow us there. It's RENEE Music Official. And so go check that out, and you can stream our music on iTunes,
anywhere
and
you get your music.
Spotify, and Amazon, and anywhere.
So good. Thank you so much for coming back.
Thank you.
Maybe
Thank you
you'll
for
remember
having
this.
us.
Will you remember this?
Yes. How can we forget?
We'll be right back.
Awesome.
That was great.
Coming up on the Spiel.
I saw you bring the stuff in a jar.
In jars.
So there's a little bit of a recipe there.
That's the secret.
Can you really
More
get enough
family
sauce?
recipe. No, you cannot get enough sauce.
I've been practicing here for over 35 years. A lot of my practice has to do with workers' compensation. People sometimes are reluctant to bring workers' compensation claims thinking that they're suing their employer. They're not. People shouldn't be afraid to come in and at least talk about what their rights are. We offer free consultations. The best thing that you can do for your own sake is to educate yourself, see what your rights are, and we're happy to do that for free.
We're still treating patients, whether they're sick or they're coming for routine follow-up appointments. We want people to feel safe to come to the clinic and be seen. We don't want people with chronic medical conditions to go without treatment and for the patients to even get more sick as a result.
Really, it's a testing time. And again, we are here. Call us. If you can't come in, we'll see you on telepsych. We'll do an outreach.
This is what we signed up for as healthcare professionals, and we're going to continue providing optimal care for all our patients and their families.
And welcome to my favorite segment of the show. That's
right.
We're going to spiel it in the kitchen today, brought to you by our friends at Prairie Farms.
Well, my friend Niki Davis, rooted in foods, big fan of your mom's as well, Debbie. I have to say hi to her.
She'll like that.
Rooted in foods, to me, that's a woman who obviously loves to cook. Because anybody who's going to tackle lasagna, and then you're looking at your heritage, and then just what food means in general, right?
Comfort. Food means comfort.
Yes,
absolutely.
Look at the comfort right here.
Well,
There's a lot of comfort right up in here. Yeah.
We're all have a lot of comfort. Yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of where the idea for Rooted in Foods, and it's a personal blog and it's a bit of a hobby blog, but I grew up around great cooks, and my mom is one, and my grandma was one, and all the ladies at church that were my grandmas too, were great cooks. So that was always a big part of my life.
And the hubby enjoys it? so much so that we're now on
he
camera
has,
together.
Yes, he enjoys all the comfort as well.
Okay, the comfort of the foods, yes.
Yes, I think that's partly why he married me, is because I could cook.
Because you were rooted in food.
Yeah,
Our vows have
rooted in
food.
yes,
So-
absolutely.
Do you root in food the rest of your life?
You know,
Yes.
you told me you were going to do lasagna, and in part because Prairie Farms and all of the wonderful
Absolutely.
products, and we're going to talk about how we use those. But also, you know, it is one of those dishes that people are intimidated by, but there's also, it's such a versatile dish.
It
Even
is.
for people who are healthy now, you can put the zucchini in there or the eggplant. You don't have to do the pasta,
The
which Julie's
traditional
already
pasta,
asked you about.
yes.
Okay, what is so fascinating over here? What is the
Honey,
difference?
you don't cook this.
Right.
It cooks in this.
Yeah.
You don't boil this.
I didn't know you had
It's
to boil.
ready to
I have
go.
never made a homemade lasagna, ever.
Ever?
So you guys can help today.
See,
Yay.
if you would have used the boiled noodles thing, but this is the coolest thing
Is
ever.
it? You just go right in with it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They are basically partially cooked. So you can just lay them right in the sauce. And here you can see I've laid 3 on top of a layer of sauce already.
Okay.
And you use a little bit more sauce than you would with the old school.
I saw you bring the stuff in a jar.
In jars.
So there's a little bit of a recipe there.
That's the secret.
Can you really
more
get enough
family
sauce?
recipe? No, you cannot get enough sauce. I love my sauce.
Does it have to cook? I mean, are you truly one of those ladies that it's a day?
I
it's
am a
process?
crock pot cook.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I do mine in the slow cooker. Mom does hers in the slow cooker. It's about a 4-hour slow cook process.
Wow. So
just
grandma
in that-
was doing it all day.
Oh yeah, grandma was doing it all day for sure.
Julie's a grandma. I do it all day.
But absolutely, and then when tomatoes are in season in the summertime, we use fresh tomatoes. And,
That's
and
the key,
When we're out
okay.
of season, we use really good quality canned tomatoes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Very
so
nice.
that's,
Very nice. What else do you put in it?
So I have local beef. I am, as much I can find and purchase locally with my food, I do.
There's a huge movement underway.
Yeah.
The farm to our stovetops, or
farm
what
to
is
table, farm to kitchen. There's lots of
That's
acronym,
right.
names for that. But so as much as I can purchase locally, in season certainly helps. But
Right.
we have a lot of local meat markets and butchers and folks that are
Right.
kind of moving past just the produce piece of this.
Sure.
So
Nice.
this is local beef that I've thrown some mushrooms in, so a little bit healthier there.
There you go.
I did that for us because my husband hates mushrooms. So
Today we get
so
to
today we have mushrooms.
Nana boo boo. Okay.
But
Now
switch
you
this
were
up.
telling me there's something a process with the cheese that you have to do. Is it a straining or what do you have to do?
So, and I did that because it's a little messy. I did that before we,
Okay.
so all the mess is back in the sink right now.
Okay.
But just a mesh strainer and strain a little bit of the liquid out of the cheese. And I'll show you what else we can do. We're using Prairie Farms cottage cheese. My family will not let me buy anything else.
That's right, baby.
You know
It's
why?
the award winning.
I don't know, huh? I do this and I mix in a little bit of ricotta because we like that little tangy flavor of it. You don't have to, that's just kind of how I do things. So we're going to add that and make a little noise. That also, ricotta can be expensive too.
Okay.
So the cottage cheese substitute is a little bit more cost effective for some folks. So
Nice. That's good to
do what
know.
you have to, yeah. Half a cup of grated parm.
Okay.
And that gives you just that salty bite in here. 1 egg, crack on the counter so you don't get shell in here.
You know what? Hey, you are so rooted in food, lady, and you are so right. I still see people, and I had to learn this like last year, you still see people using the glass or whatever. I do. It pushes the shell back up
in it,
in.
yeah.
But if you go flat, there you go, babe.
You know what? I love my lasagna with a little crunch.
Just a little. Well, here's the deal. If you do get shell, and I do still sometimes,
Okay.
you know, everybody does, use the egg shell to attract the shell that's in whatever you're making.
'Cause it does
and
run
it
from
just
you, doesn't
pulls
it?
it right back
Yeah.
in, yeah.
Good.
It's
Okay.
easy. So we're gonna mix all this up. If you have kids, this is a great way to get your kids involved in the kitchen
Love
too.
that.
This is easy stuff.
Now, when and why did you think it would be a great idea just to open up your kitchen every night and let people see what you're doing and cooking and having
See
a
how
grand
crazy
old
we
time?
are?
Yeah, it's so real. I love that.
Pandemic caused
Okay,
that.
that's
yeah.
what did- okay.
And in March, when Illinois went into some serious shutdown situations and restaurants were closed, and it was hard to get things. I had friends and a handful of strangers emailing, texting, saying, "What do I do?
Aw.
I have all these things in my pantry. I can't get to the store or whatever. What do I do?" So my husband Jeff and I sat down on Facebook Live one night just because.
You're
turned it
meeting a
on,
need.
and just sat there and said, okay, folks, you've all been asking me questions. We had 73 people watching that night.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, as we were doing things. So we did that
All
for
those
a few
people
weeks.
from Russia, it was just weird.
It was, right?
All overseas, it's like,
it was honestly mostly
am I in the
French,
right language,
but
or-
it was okay. And a few weeks later, somebody said, you know what, you need to get in your kitchen and do this. So that's what we did. And
Good for
we
you.
fell in love, and we've been doing it ever since. So
She listens to the people because she's rooted
in foods.
You can use that. I'm happy to be your spokesperson.
My spokesperson? Okay.
Okay.
So
now
all
what
that's
do we do?
mixed up. So now we assemble, and this goes together pretty quickly.
Do you need
And
this?
Yes,
Madame?
I'll let you.
Okay. So
need
you're
that.
going to go with the sauce on the bottom
Okay,
and that first layer of shells,
yep.
right? Okay.
Layer of sauce, and that just keeps everything from sticking, really.
And the no-cook pasta.
Yes.
Do you go in with like a Pan, or you need to do any kind of an oil? Or
You don't have to.
Okay, because
Yeah.
the meat.
I mean, you can if you want to,
Okay.
just to be on the safe side.
I see.
But there's enough sauce, and when we get the made-for-TV version out,
There you go.
you'll see how
There you
messy
go.
it can get.
I'm the type that
Oh,
once
me
I
too.
smell this, man, I'm on
I
it.
don't even
I've
do
got
this.
it. Yeah.
I just do this.
The thing I love about these is 3 in a row.
Okay.
And I just stack them, and you can get 4 or 5 layers easily out of just a box of these, and they're a couple bucks. One thing about these oven ready is make sure out of everything you get enough sauce over all these corners.
Yeah. Okay.
Because you don't want your corners to be dry. And it just repeats. And as long as we have time, I'll just keep building.
What do you strive for? What's an impressive layered lasagna? How many?
I try to do about 4 layers.
Okay.
So we'll do this, and we'll have enough meat left for 1 more.
Okay.
And then sauce on the top layer. And then we bake it in 375-degree oven for about 30 minutes.
Okay.
And then more cheese on top. And we use mozz for that.
Okay,
Yeah.
mozzarella for that.
And you can, if you want really cheesy, you can start adding layers of mozzarella in here. We can do that in this one and kind of show
Have
you.
you done that before? Is it just incredible? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and here's the thing, a dish like this, a chili, a vegetable soup, anything that needs to marry, isn't it so much better the next day?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, it
And
is.
the longer
Especially
it sits
soups
there.
and chilies.
And you know, lasagna is a big thing, and you've got the masticholi, you've got the baked spaghetti. So really, any pasta you have, you can make do and have some fun with it and just layer it with the different things.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
yeah, that's always fun.
You could come in with your zucchini.
Yeah.
Your eggplant, and then
Anything.
come in with more noodles and.
We're kind of we're
And then it
traditional
won't get in
here,
the
but
oven.
Yeah.
anything like that. And this was 1.5 pounds of ground beef, or 1.5 pounds cooked, plus a pint of mushrooms. And see, I'm just barely going to make it here.
Okay, were they out of the canned mushrooms or fresh?
Nope, fresh all the way. And I use red wine in my mushrooms too.
Oh, yes,
And I cook
please.
them separately typically, but
Okay.
yeah.
Steak, baby.
All right,
right
we're going to
there.
make this go
It's
faster.
not the sweet red wine, it's dry.
It is dry, usually a Cab or a Merlot.
I've noticed lately with the pastas and such, people really tout, maybe in their meatballs, if it's half very lean ground beef, but also they're coming in with the pork, the real pork, and they're marrying the two. And it seems to be a
If
big
you're
seller.
using lean ground beef or a venison, you
Okay.
need the fat from the pork,
That's what it is.
or
okay.
they're going to shrivel up into little bitty,
Okay.
little
That makes
bitty
sense.
meatballs.
The venison?
I love venison.
Do you?
Yeah. It takes, my husband's a deer hunter.
So she's paid to say that. No, I'm kidding.
Right. And we get everything processed locally, and it's in my freezer all year long. So
Nice.
So this is, I'm just going to dump this out.
Sure.
Because if I were at home, that's exactly what I would
Go,
do.
girl. We're rooted in food. I mean, we're not the little shishi, not afraid
No,
to
and we
small
had-
plate people.
They're
Come
gonna
on.
lick the pan?
Big
Come on.
bites in
We're
this
big
kitchen,
bites, not
right?
small
Yeah.
plates, okay.
This was about 2 quarts of sauce.
Okay.
And it will cover just almost perfectly.
Remember, cover your noodles.
Yep, cover your noodles.
I'm so proud
And
of
if
you.
you like saucy lasagna, then make a little bit more sauce and put some over after the lasagna comes out and is
Okay.
plated. This would go in for 375 again for 30 minutes.
Just 30?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
Everything's
come in
really
with the
cooked.
cheese, so you're
And
holding
then you
off
come
on-
in with the cheese
waiting
after
on the cheese,
that.
okay.
Yeah. And maybe another 5, maybe 10 just to melt the cheese and get it
Back
all
in the
bubbly.
oven or broiler? You want
Just back in the oven.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, drum roll. We're
So-
gonna take this one to the oven, and you know what? We're not even.
We're not even gonna do that.
You know, because here's the deal, people. This is television, okay? So by the magic,
The magic of
television,
TV.
voila.
And it's not even
So
hot
don't
enough to.
let Rachel Ray fool
That's
you.
right. Rachel has not been in there all day, okay? Oh, you know, your
So there
neighbors
we
are going
go.
to come running, all the kids are going to come running. Actually, your daughter said, "Can I have some?" Even before the segment
All
started.
set. She's dying to get her hands on
she's
some
like,
lasagna.
Mom's like, "Hey, can we do the show first, and then maybe we'll, you know, divvy it up and try it." So, are we going to be allowed to do that, or?
Oh yeah, we're going to do that right now. If you guys have plates and forks and all that
we
fun
have
stuff.
to ask, because one time Julie and I, we just jumped right in, and for a cupcake they had used Crisco or something.
Yeah.
That was a delightful experience.
Yeah, it was not good. Here's the deal with lasagna.
Okay.
Let it sit. Don't try to dish it straight from the oven. Number one, it's too hot.
Okay.
It will slide everywhere if you try to do that. So I usually, when I'm doing this at home, let it sit for maybe 20 minutes and rest and do its thing. So you can easily get 12 pieces out of one this size.
Okay.
Ish. Big-ish there.
Half. I see half for me and half for Angie.
That's
Sorry,
it.
Right, so just grab your forks, eat right out of the pan.
Hey, you know we will.
The first one always comes out messy because it's like that first piece of pie.
Yes. And cake.
There we go.
And brownies and.
And don't be skimping now.
That's
Get that.
good.
Oh no,
that first
that's a pretty good.
That's a good one.
Pretty
Julie.
good.
You taking it?
Sure. I'm
Okay,
taking
Julie's
it. Right
up.
here.
One for you.
Julie's up.
Oh,
Is it hot? Is it still hot?
No, it's all over my face.
Oh.
It's all over my hands.
Thank you.
So trying to-
Can you see the wonderful little chunks of the cottage cheese or the ricotta? Or
Well, and that's what I love about cottage cheese. It's made with milk curd, so you have that curd in it. I love that.
And isn't the noodles divine?
You know what? Thank you so much. We want people to follow you. You're on definitely Facebook,
I'm on
Instagram.
Facebook, Instagram, Rooted in Foods,
Okay.
and that's pretty much all I can handle.
That's right.
Because that's a lot of photos. Let me tell you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Delightful. We
Appreciate
learned
it.
a lot. I appreciate you so much. And we'll be right back. You guys come on up and sample.
No, this is hamburger.
Logan Fitness is all about the community.
I've been coming here for years, and it's like one big family.
It's a place where I can push myself.
Healthy living and socializing with my friends.
I walk into Logan Fitness and I'm always greeted with a smile and someone friendly at the front desk.
There's something here for all ages, and everyone is super friendly.
It's a place where I can become the best person that I can be.
The gym doesn't have to feel like an intimidating place.
She had tried to obtain testing, wasn't able to. We were able to provide the test for her, and within 2 days we had the results knowing that it was positive.
My name is Shirley McElwan. I came down with some head congestion after sleeping 14 hours. I woke up and I had a low-grade fever.
Our corporation was able to provide testing pretty early. That's how we were able to diagnose some of the patients that we have that are COVID positive. So initially we started her on Zithromax, and we sent her home. We would check on her routinely at least twice a day.
She was very reassuring. It just was a pleasant experience in a really bad time.
5 weeks total, and then she had a negative COVID.
They were there for anything that I needed. I would recommend CRHPC to anyone, and I have recommended them to my own family.
We are taking every precaution to protect our patients, so you need to come in for your regular follow-ups, for immunizations. Children need to see us for well checks. Those are all regular things we do every day, and they still need to keep those appointments.
And another great show.
Pretty good.
I love our shows. They're exciting.
Yeah.
They are captivating.
Yeah.
They keep the audience interested.
Yeah.
And I love that.
All ages.
All
right?
ages.
Okay. And, you know, we made a pledge to you last week, I believe, that we would cut down on our social media, right?
Yes.
Have you done that?
No.
Okay. Well, but I'm glad she was on it this week because you found a great guest, and she's coming all the way from Texas. Just
Yes.
a small bit about the story, and we don't want to give too much away.
Her name is Tana Trujillo, and she lost her daughter with a freak accident.
Yeah.
And she has been videoing every day how she feels, what's going on, how long her daughter lived, and now they've donated organs, and it's just a great, captivating story.
Talking about the importance of all of that, right? Now, that is something that every generation can get, and we're excited to have them on. We also have some more American Idol contestants coming on.
I'm excited.
One that went fairly far, so we're excited about that. I think they're here in the same week, so that could be
that's
really
awesome.
good. Yeah. All right, so I did find something this week. I have limited my time in part because we're just working so much, and we're happy for that. But you and I, when we hear this is from the 615 House. Remember, you met them last week as well. We follow our guests because we like to see what they're doing. And this particular post says, just sleep together already. You know, they even talked about that, how they get a lot of flack there. So I want you to listen to this, and Gage is going to listen too, and I want Gage to tell me if he knows. Good night, guys. Okay, hang on. Here we go.
Good night, Bonner.
Good night, Thomas.
Good night, Ashley.
Good night, Chris.
You know what this means
Good
to you
night,
right off the
Kristen.
bat.
Good night, Kendra. Good night, Tom.
Could this be a reference to anything you're familiar
Good
with?
night, guys.
It's a commercial, isn't it?
They'll have no clue.
I love this.
Good night, Thomas.
Good night, Ashley.
I'm going to be really
Can
surprised.
I ask you one question? The television show had two older women who made moonshine.
And they lived on a mountain?
Yeah.
A lot of kids.
A lot of kids.
Cool classic cars. John worked over at the sawmill there.
He
wasn't
did.
Yeah. Rob,
And
you
his-
know?
Oh, no, I thought I did, but I don't.
You
and
don't
his
know.
son-
Who did you think it was?
I thought it was Goodnight Moon.
Good
No.
Night Moon. No.
Never heard of that. But
No.
the son on the show has a big mole that I could not stop looking at. Okay.
His name is John Boy.
John Boy.
Look at
Good night, John
everybody.
Boy.
The Waltons. There are so many people. That's how they always ended their show. They would say good night to everybody as the lights went off.
Yes.
And I guarantee you that these kids in 615 House had, it's like just sleeping with each other already.
Yeah. That's funny.
But obviously very cute kids, and I'm glad they shared that video. So a lot of really neat things coming up. And you know what? Sometimes you take for granted those people right beside you. And they know, people I work with and my friends and family know that I don't necessarily like to address holidays and things when they happen. I like to do it when you least expect it, right? Okay. Well, you've had a birthday, and it did not go unnoticed. I told you that we were going to go to a spa, like a spa weekend, and Stacy says we have to take her. Well, we're not going to do that.
Darn, my bag was packed.
Well, there's some issues. You know, we're dealing with some things, but as soon as things, work themselves out, we're definitely going to have a little going away deal.
Okay.
But, for years now, like a decade, we've shared stories together, and we've done a lot of things. And I know what happens in your household is so important to you too, right? And you guys are making a ton of memories. And Rob, I just saw this and I thought of you, and I hope that you find a place that you can hang it, and just remember to do these really cool things, which you already know. Look at this, our story, our life, our home. So your story.
Oh my gosh.
So we don't have cameras rolling on your home life, but at least you're thinking there. And you don't even need this, because the things that happen to you, it's just insane.
And you know what? This reminds me of Growing Media. It kind of
I
puts
didn't
it
even
all
think
together.
about that. That's the production company that makes this show. Happy
you.
birthday.
That is so cool.
John will be like, great, more stuff for the art.
Another
more
hole in the wall.
another hole.
Thank you
You're
so
welcome. You're welcome. All right, thank you guys for watching every week. We'll see you next time.
That is great.
Oh, good. I'm glad you like it. I saw it and I thought of you.
Hello, I'm Elaina McKinney, and I'm a barrel racer, and you can follow me on Instagram or Facebook. You can look up Elaina McKinney and find me on there.
Yeah, those would be more down over there. Okay.
Rob,
Hold up.
what's your favorite part of the show?
My favorite part of the show is when we get to go home.
I'm keeping that in.
No, but for real, my favorite part of the show is the music segment. I've been a drummer for a long time, sort of a guitarist, and I really like music. It gives me the chills when it's good, and it makes me want to throw up when it's bad.
I like that. That's great. What's your favorite part of the show?
I wasn't ready for this.
I know you were.
I like running the camera. I actually really enjoyed doing the camera.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Sweet.
Oh, didn't see you there. It's show day. We're shooting the BTS. It's pretty crazy today. We have all new cameras, basically, shooting in 4K 10-bit. You guys don't know what that is? It's crazy. It's crazy. The whole show is gonna look way better. You know, it's a beautiful day, day of energy. We're getting it.
All right, thank you guys for watching every week. We'll see you next time.
That is great.
Oh, good. I'm glad you like it. I
gosh.
saw it and I thought of you. Because I really liked this too, because you seem to do some really cool artwork.
But you know what though? It's kind of, this would be so you, because you're always about the story.
I am about
our
the story.
That's awesome.
Well, I'm glad you like
That
it.
is awesome. Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. You know,
And I
Christmas
painted
is
it.
right
I mean,
around
it
the
just,
corner.
the woodworking took me a little while, but.
She had tried to obtain testing, wasn't able to. We were able to provide the tests for her, and within 2 days we had the results knowing that it was positive.
My name is Shirley McElwan. I came down with some head congestion after sleeping 14 hours. I woke up and I had a low-grade fever.
Our corporation was able to provide testing pretty early. That's how we were able to diagnose some of the patients that we have that are COVID positive. So initially we started her on Zithromax, and we sent her home. We would check on her routinely at least twice a day.
She was very reassuring. It just was a pleasant experience in a really bad time.
5 weeks total, and then she had a negative COVID.
They were there for anything that I needed. I would recommend CRHPC to anyone, and I have recommended them to my own family.
We are taking every precaution to protect our patients, so you need to come in for your regular follow-ups, for immunizations. Children need to see us for well checks. Those are all regular things we do every day, and they still need to keep those appointments.